My name is Dr. Chappelle, and welcome to My Race is Not a Costume. And I see we got a couple people on the call, and our speaker is here for the day. And so our speaker, can you introduce your name? Speaker?
Yeah. You want my camera on or off?
No, ma'am. Just tell me who you are.
Oh, okay. I'm May Jones.
All right, now you turn your camera on.
Oh, okay.
All right. Hey, May, how you doing? So can you tell me your race, please?
Chinese.
Chinese. All right. Do you get offended when somebody dresses your race during Halloween?
No, I'm not offended. People can express themselves in any way they would like to. I think it's important to not be oversensitive. Yeah.
Okay. What is other people's perception of you when they see you?
Guess I don't really think anything of that. If someone knows me, they will say I'm nice, work hard, and easy to talk to and friendly. If they prejudge me without getting to know me, guess I just think that would be their loss. Yeah.
Okay. All right. What do you think about today's racial tension? Has it changed your opinion or view about race?
Maybe, there is a little bit too much hypersensitivity, and I believe we can do better by responding with kindness, rather than anger. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
As a faculty, do you feel like HCC provides a safe environment for you to teach at the college?
Yes. I really enjoy working with everyone at HCC, and they kind of like a family to me. I enjoy coming to work each day. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Do you think HCC is diverse with students, faculty, and staff?
Yes, but however, we can always improve our diversity in school population. We can always recruit more, faculty, students, and administrators. Yeah, so we can always improve on that.
Okay.
Thing.
All right. And you said also with faculty, I know when I first started, I was the only African-American faculty here in the Henderson Community College. So that caused a little uncertainty with students and me as well. But you being the only Chinese faculty here on this campus, do you feel like we need to hire more diversity as other races here on campus?
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to have diverse, population, and Chinese, and different guests, Vietnamese and Korean, or other country, guess other Asian country, and also other African American country. Yeah, we can always have more, and also like Caucasian too. We can always have that too. Have more of that. Yeah. Okay. Sorry about that.
Happened to me the last session. Your phone ringing. Yeah, I did. It happened to me as well.
I don't know. Guess I can mute it. Sorry.
Did you get it? That's okay. Also, sure, something you like to change in today's society. I know you have two small ones and you're raising them in today's society. So sure, something that you would like to change in today's society.
Guess I just think, diversity in thought is really important. And I would like to see more, I would like to see people be more tolerant of each other's thoughts, opinions, and beliefs. Even people within the same race and ethnic group can, have really diverse, different thoughts and opinions. And I just think we should celebrate the differences, and then we can also learn from each other in that way. And guess, for my two little ones, I would like them to have a safe and, peaceful, society.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now I'm going to open the floor up for people to ask you questions. Please be respectful. And so if you like to ask our speaker, May Jones, any question, please raise your hand and I will acknowledge you. That everybody raise their hand at once. All right, Dr. Lewis, go ahead.
Hi, May.
Hi, Dr. Lewis.
Hi. So my question for you, which I do if you've already asked this, Dr. Chappelle, but what challenges do you feel like you face in the community here at Henderson? It doesn't have to be specific to the college, but just here at Henderson.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch the first part. So
I said, what challenges do you feel like you've maybe encountered or faced while living here in Henderson?
I actually live in Evansville.
Oh, my apologies.
No, it's okay. Yeah, I guess kind of more like driving, guess I just feel like, takes me about 45 minutes to get to school. So I have to kind of watch when I leave the house and when I leave the school, so I don't have to wait on the, in the traffic for like an hour or half hour, to get home. So if I do that, we'll add, to my travel time. I guess that's kind of the main thing I can come to mind, but I couldn't really think of anything else that kind of challenging, as far as students, I guess one challenging thing that I would like to see to improve is that I guess I always kind of search and find new ways to reach out to students. So when I feel like if I couldn't catch reach out to student, I just feel like I'm feeling them, so I guess that's also one of my challenges, that I face. And I guess I'm always open up for good ideas and, to help students out. So I don't know, am I actually kind of answer the question, or do I need to elaborate a little bit more? Or?
As far as students with diversity, do you feel like you faced any challenges living in Evansville?
No, I guess I'm just kind of really easy to talk to person. So everyone I see, I usually say hi. And so I usually approach them with kindness and, and just say hi and either hi back. That would be fine. If not, then I just move on. So I don't, guess I don't really have any challenges, to deal with other people. Okay.
All right, thank you, Dr. Lewis. May, I'm going to go back to the costume. You said it's okay for people to express. So you said that it doesn't offend you if somebody dressed up as Chinese. Do you try to culture somebody on your race or your background when you see somebody that is interested is dressing like your race, and maybe even trying to learn how to cook as well?
I usually kind of encourage them, and I usually just, oh, that's cool, you have some clothes that, just like Chinese, and, sometimes I tell people that I met, and if they dress like Chinese, and it's like, oh, I don't really have anything like that, or just kind of, elaborate things and start, conversation to, just kind of just open up and talk to different things. And so, and I usually just say, oh, I like to cook, and, if you want to learn how to cook, I can teach you how to do that. So I usually kind of talk to people, just open up with different things that I know. And I also tell them that some things I'm not really good at doing. So I just, sometimes just may laugh of it, so yeah. Okay.
You're famous for your meatballs, so if anybody hasn't had those, we love the meatballs that May cook. Okay, I'm gonna open the floor up for anybody else who would like to ask May some questions or wants to know a little bit more about her culture. Brian, go ahead.
Hi there, May.
Hi, Brian.
I just, one of the things that I really enjoy about my interactions with you is that you're always smiling and always very friendly. But I guess my question is kind of a follow-up maybe to Lavagna's. When you came to the United States, did you come directly to Purdue? And I know you're a student there. And I guess the question as a follow-up to Lavagna is, I know that Purdue is very multicultural, very, very diverse ethnically. Is there a huge difference in terms of cultural perceptions in what you saw at Purdue and what you see here at perhaps either at HCC or in the area?
Okay, I guess first thing, I actually didn't go straight to Purdue. And we actually immigrated over here as a whole family. I'm the older of 3, and now I'm the oldest of 4. And when we immigrated over here, we actually came straight to Evansville. And based on my age, I actually went to high school in Evansville, Central High School, for 3.5 years. And while I was in high school, I was really quiet. When people kind of say kind of hi, because since we didn't really know any English, I didn't know anything. All I can say hi. I cannot elaborate and ask people like how they doing, and if they say I'm fine and they did something else all weekend, and I guess I don't really understand, anything beyond I'm fine. And so I kind of kept it to myself, throughout high school. But I had some really good, classmates and teachers that really nice to me and helped me out to learn English. So when I learned in English based on by looking at pictures, So she say one thing kind of like apple, I learned apple by looking at the picture that way. So, the only thing I actually know how to do in high school was math. And so, as a kid, I really want to be a teacher. So I, decided go to college and major in math education. And so when I was in college, I kind of also pretty quiet, and I didn't really get to know a lot of people. And I guess I actually made 1 or 2 students in a class, and then we start kind of like working, doing homework together. And when I was in the cafeteria, I always sit on the dining room table, like a bit like 10 people dining table. I was the only one sitting there just eating. So that's what I did throughout the whole first semester in college. And after that, the second semester, there's one of the lady, and she came up to me like second semester. She just started saying hi to me, and she just like, yeah, I saw you sit by yourself like the first semester. I thought I want to come up and talk to you and say hi. And so we sat down and we just talked, and then eventually we become really good friends, And she also a really strong Christian, so she invited me to join Bible study and like, show up to church. And so from her, I got to know many, friends, through Bible study. And, she invited me to join the Navigator, which is a student organization for Christian, so I joined that, and I got to meet a lot of different people. And one of the staff, she actually from Japan, I got to know her, and then after she graduated, and then I just kind of found another way to get to meet more people. And so the last year or two, I actually moved into a graduate house at Purdue, and then I stayed there, and I met a girl in the bathroom. She's really quiet, and I was really quiet, so we just started talking, and we actually became really good friends. And to this day, we see, so we still kind of communicate and then talk to each other. She was an engineer. She did her internship like at NASA, so she's kind of, really quiet. She didn't really have a lot of people to talk to there, but she actually, went to church and met people there. So I started, went to church with her then. So, and I got to meet some people. We did, different activities, and, and so I just feel like, get to know other people in different, groups, important. You get to learn different things from them. And as far as Chinese friends, I didn't really, get to know a lot of Chinese friends other than just like know someone in the class. And, we just kind of went out as a group, had like a few dinners together. I think that's kind of pretty much it. And yeah, be honest with you guys, my friends are like, I think all of them like American, Caucasian or African American, friends. I didn't really have a lot of Chinese friends. Guess, I don't know. Guess just different, So
Thank you, Brian. That was a good question. Thank you, May. Anybody else want to ask May a question? Come on, guys. This is an open forum. What stays in here? So go ahead. Don't be afraid to ask. Yes, go ahead, Elaine. Elaine? You're on mute. Okay, go ahead.
What a weirdo. Anyway, I was going to ask May, we all see stereotypes around us all the time. And when you do see stereotypes of the Asian culture, what's one that really just kind of irritates you?
I never, put a lot of thought into it. I just, I guess, I don't really have an answer for that because I don't really think too much about the stereotype, I just usually just treat other people just with respect, and I just don't really make a lot of comment about, what they say, how they do, and how they act, and, I just usually just respond with smile. So sorry, I don't really have one.
Oh, no, that's good. I'm happy for you. That's a wonderful thing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elaine. Vince, go ahead. You're next.
Yes, Mary. I'm under the think you have a white husband. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so in some regards, we're similar. We have raising biracial children in America. My children are half Chinese and half white. So in that regard, yours are too. What difficulties do you find that might be that are, I don't know, particularly hard for you in dealing raising a biracial child in America, or do you have any? Or what?
I don't think I actually have any, because I just feel like they will, grow up as normal, and I, guess at home, and my husband try to, do the best we can, and then, talk to them and kind of teach them that it's okay to be different, and just, just show respect to the other people, and just, don't prejudge anybody, and just keep it, might let them know, keep this in mind, people might view you differently, so that's okay, So I guess in a way, it's important for us to help them to build a higher self-esteem, so they don't take everything like, too sensitive, and then take it too hard, And I guess for me, I always feel like myself, in the past, I have a really low self-esteem. So everything I do in the past is just kind of really hard, and then can also easy to maybe cry or smile. But I just kind of feel like just get up each day. I always try to pay happy over sad, just kind of always think about the positive side of life instead of like the negative, So we're gonna try to do the same thing to help our kids. So, gonna be hard for them, and but I think if we do our best as parents, I think we will help them to succeed, so they will act as normal as they can. Yeah. Thank you, Vince.
Thank you, Vince, for that. Anybody else wants to ask a question for May? Leslie, go ahead.
So May, as coming to the United States as a young high school student, how how difficult was it to be tossed into a totally different culture than the one in which you were reared up until that time, and how much of your outlook do you think was passed on to you from your parents?
Yeah, thank you. When we first came here, it was really hard, and then I even thought of like thinking about moving back to China, because when we came, we didn't really speak any English. My parents, and I'm the older of three, so my sister and my brother. So, and when we went to school, teacher there to help us out, and then when we come home, we don't really have anybody to help and monitor, we were learning something correctly, or just, pronounce things correctly, and nobody really there to help out. So that was tough. And then where we go, because transportation is another problem. So we live pretty close to school, so we walk to school every day. And then our shopping store is close by, so we walk to that, and then get grocery and different things. So that was really hard. So, and then on the top of that, see, my family immigrate as an employee at my grand uncle's like restaurant, so my dad kind of worked there like pretty much full time. And then see, even like my grand uncle, you know, encouraged me like, you know, you can come out and work and maybe, you know, have some money and buy nice car and clothes. And because when I was a kid in China, I value education. So I just kind of like, no, I want to stay at school, you know. So that was tough. And then so I'm glad that I actually didn't move back to China, and I'm glad that I value education, you know. And then I was, you know, with the help, you know, from my high school teachers, and then with the help from, you know, a couple of classmates in high school, and with my determination, I was be able to succeed in high school, you know. And then when you know, CIP Purdue was my only only college, you know, my teacher asked, the counselor asked me, what happened if you cannot go to college, you know, if Purdue, you know, didn't accept you to go there. And I say, I don't know, you know, so she kind of encouraged me to apply for different, you know, university and colleges. So guess when I decided, you know, go to, you know, college, and guess based on my what I did in high school, the only thing I know how to do was, you know, math. And so I, you know, took my ACT, and ACT I did really good on that portion. So I guess I kind of feel lucky that Purdue accept me, you know, as a student. So I was really happy. And even like when I was in college at Purdue, I, you know, encountered like many obstacles, and English was not my strongest, you know. Then I still had to continue to kind of like, you know, improve, you know, each day and every day, you know. And so I actually went to, you know, my high school, my college like advisor kind of, you know, recommended to me to go to different, you know, ESL, you know, program. So I went to that, you know, and also get help. And one thing I remember when I was in college, and my advisor put me down in English 101, the first English with an international student. And that was, you know, I had to drop that class like twice. And guess she thought, you know, because I'm Chinese and maybe, you know, it's considered international, maybe English 101 for international student would be helpful for me, but end up, you know, was not really good for me. I think part of that, I think the instructor in that class, you know, she's actually teaching all the international students, but she didn't really understand that all the international students are from their own country, which is the best in their own country, and know a lot of English. But I know I'm kind of from China, but I'm not the best in China, you know, you know, as far as like English, you know. And so in China, so I had to drop the class a couple of times, and, you know, and so my advisor kind of realized maybe that class is not suitable for me. So what she did, she actually moved me back to one class before that, you know, instead of 101, they put me down as like 100 is the prereq for, you know, maybe for 101. And when she did that, she actually assigned me the one in the computer lab. So when I, you know, did that class, so I was be able to write on the computer, and I believe there's also spell check. So that kind of helped me a lot if I couldn't really spell or think about the work to write, and then I try to use the computer to help me out. So I did that, and with the teacher, you know, teachers' help, and I actually took advantage of the tutoring, the writing center, whenever I can. I was be able to pass that class. And then what I did, I took the English 101C, which is English in the computer lab, like English, one like in the computer lab. I was in the class with all the American students. And then, the teacher was really nice and, guess she treat everybody with respect, and she actually helped me a lot, during her office hour, and I took advantage of the writing center also. That was really helpful. I was really successful in her class, and after that one, I took the English 102C in a computer lab. I was be able to, done pretty good in that class. I took that from the same teacher, because when I did the English 101I, I think the teacher is not really respectful. It was kind of, so I think that might have something to do with it. Can make me feel kind of a little bad. But and I'm glad there's also really good teachers out there to help others to succeed. And that's kind of what I want to do as a teacher, try to help others, just try to do the best I can, and and then try to show respect to others, and then not prejudge anybody. And so I hope I answer your question. Sorry.
Thank you, Leslie. May I have a two-part?
Yeah.
One is tell us a little fun facts about your culture. I know you said when you came to America, United States, you went to college, Christian, but tell us a little bit more about your culture when you was in China. And then also, what made you want to be a math professor?
Okay. In China, and I, as a kid in China, in elementary school, I really enjoy gardening. I have a really big vegetable garden, and I plant variety of vegetable there. So I had to do all the watering and everything before school, and we have evening study hall like 6 to 8. So I usually show up there just right on time, and I really enjoyed that. And so that's one thing I like to do. And Chinese New Year is my favorite holiday. That's the only time we get one brand new outfit. So every single year, my grandmother always bought me red outfit. So the whole thing is red, or pink red, or red. So I can look forward to it, and I also get lots of lucky money. And so I usually save my lucky money to buy books that, for myself, so I can read. That's another thing I like to do, when I have time. And yeah, Chinese New Year also, that's the only time we have lots of food to eat. Because during the Chinese New Year, we kill a lot of geese and chickens, and we preserve that for for at least a month, So the other holidays, you only have one specific, meat dish. And then on every day, meal, we only have pork, small dish, kind of like a size of hamburger, feed the whole family. So, and my favorite dish for every meal is a big bowl of vegetable soup. If I only have that in rice, I'm okay. So yeah. And as far as why I want to become a math professor, I actually want to be a teacher when I was in second grade, because my Chinese second grade teacher kind of inspired me to become one. She always try to find new ways to help her student to learn all these Chinese characters. And so since then, I just want to be a teacher. Since I didn't really know what I want to teach, since we immigrate over here. And so since I have an opportunity to go to, American high school, and I don't really know a whole lot other than just a math. And so I keep telling students, usually the first day in my class, I usually tell students, if you, don't know math, that's, if you don't understand, just think about the way to learn from the example. Like, I saw them an example like solving eggs, and it's like, see, when I learn these, I just kind of do the copycat, like you subtract here and on both sides, and I didn't even know what they want me to do. That's what they showed me. So that's how I learned that, I say you can try to do the same, you can do the same thing, and if you really learn to understand the concept, and that's what I'm here to help you out. So that's what I usually tell students the first day. So when I was in high school, that's the only thing I know how to do. So I decided to major in math education. So, and when I went to Purdue, I had to change my major several times because student, math education, I had to go out do the student teaching, part to fulfill my requirement. And I realized that if my English is not good enough, I will not be able to pass my student teaching, requirement. So I changed to math, and then for math, I changed to math and statistics, because I had an opportunity to talk to the dean of the School of Science, and so he encouraged me you should combine with two majors, So that's what I did. He actually, point out several options, kind of like business and math and science, computer science and math and statistics and math. And I look at each one, and based on what I see, business require communication, computer science is, had to understand the hardware and the software about the computer. And I look at the statistics, is black and white on paper, and I just look at that, and if I work hard and determined to do that, and I will be able to succeed. That's what I did. But even like then, I actually one semester, I can tell students about it, one semester in college, because one of the teacher, and I almost like dropped out of school because one teacher in one of my math class. But, I learned that it's really important to be connected with family, friends, and, classmates. Kind of talk to them, and they encourage you, stay there, just do your best. And then talk to your professor, and they will help you out, So it was kind of a little intimidating, in the classroom when you actually talk to the professor in their office, and they kind of pretty, nice, So I found out, just no matter what they do in the classroom, maybe just have a bad day or something, So I usually just encourage my students, like, just talk to them, talk to your advisor, talk to anybody that, you feel comfortable doing that, so you don't isolate, I'm glad that I did. And so I graduated with the, bachelor in math and statistics. And I just, before I was thinking about teaching, and now I'm not really sure if I can teach with, the math and statistics. So after I graduate, and I continue work as associate at Walmart, and while I'm looking for a job, like, using my degree, so I applied for different positions. And I also did some substitute teaching at EVSC. And And so one day I saw a job advertising at Ivy Tech as an instructor, and I look at the the requirement, and they say you can teach with a bachelor. So I was pretty excited about it. So I applied, and then I got an interview, and I didn't get the job. That was in 2002. Yeah. So I didn't really give up, and then the following year they market the job again. So I applied for that again. But this time, I also got interviewed by the different, coordinator and other people interview me, and then so she called me. I didn't really have a class to teach, but she said you can practice, test, and do tutoring, for a few hours a week. So I say, yeah, I enjoy doing that. So I just, do that, and for I think like 7 hours, and then working full time at Walmart, put in 12-hour day, 3 days a week, 3 or 4 days a week. And then so I just doing that, and then the following, actually doing the same time, I was a substitute teacher, at EBSC, and then the following semester, and the coordinator say I only asked for, I never actually taught in the classroom before, other than just did the substitute teaching. And so the following semester, she said, I actually got 2 classes for you. I only hoping for 1, but she said I had 2. And so I said, oh, sure, that was basic math and basic algebra. The basic math was in a computer lab. So I didn't really do a whole lot of teaching part, but the basic algebra, and that was my first time in a classroom all by myself. It was the best time of my life, because I just loved every single moment of that. That was really enjoyable. I just kind of love what I do, even to this day. I mean, I would like to hopefully find a good, method or way to reach out to students, how, to help them to be successful. If all my students pass with, at least a C in my class, and I'll be really happy. I even try to challenge my student that if all you guys pass with a C, and I will drop on the floor and give you guys 10 push-ups on my nice teaching clothes. They all kind of laugh about it. Hopefully,
so have you done that yet? Have you done those 10 push-ups yet?
No, and I hopefully, I can do that soon, So I told them, see, the reason I say that, because when I was in college, and even a kid in China, I always kind of like to have a strict, discipline for myself. And I actually applied and got into Air Force, ROTC. So during my first year in college, I was in there, and I like the training and everything. So that's why I just say, drop, give me 10, 50.
Oh, wow, mate. I didn't know about you. Now I got something to joke with you when I was like, drop, give me 10. So you're sharing some good information and everything, and you changed my perception. I mean, we've always talked, but you changed my perception of getting to know you a little bit more. And I like that you say, you get to know the person. You can judge somebody from the outside, but when you get to know a person, that can change your perception. So anybody else, we have about 15 minutes. Anybody else want to ask May any questions or anything that I missed or anything that she missed or you think you want to know about her?
I might ask one question.
Go ahead, Dr. Warren. You're supposed to raise your hand, but since you're the college president, I'm going to let you go ahead. So go ahead, Dr. Warren.
Are you going to make me, well, maybe May's going to make me drop and give her 10, perhaps.
Yeah, drop and give her 10, but go ahead, Dr. Warren.
Yeah, I raised it just now, sorry. May, we adopted our daughter from China when she was 10 months. She's 16 years old now. And we were over there for 2 weeks. So that was an amazing experience for us. Of course, she doesn't remember much of it because she was only 10 months. But any advice on you would give to parents as far as something that you'd recommend us to share with her about or to know about Chinese culture that we ought to make sure we haven't missed along the way?
Be honest with you, Dr. Warren. I don't know a lot of things about China, you know. I grew up in the countryside, and it's, you know, and everything is gets really limited. When we went to school, we just kind of really, you know, learn the things is kind of like really old, you know, like Stone Age. And see, I feel like I don't really know a whole lot about Chinese, you know, country or culture other than where I came from. We just, I guess I thought of one thing, and I guess in my village, we as a kid, we always had to show respect to everybody older than us. And we always dress them with their name, and, you know, so that's something, you know, I guess I can raise that way, and I found that it's really helpful for me, you know. That may be one of the reasons I always try to treat everybody with respect and try to address them with their name, you know. If I don't know, I just, you know, try to say yes, yes sir, no sir, or yes ma'am, no ma'am, you know, just try to show respect, you know, to others. And I think it, you know, hard work is one thing I actually also learned from that too. You know, you know, just always had to, you know, and hard work, and also I guess I remember in school, we had to show respect to teachers, and we always dress them with their, you know, like Miss or Mrs., you know, like in their last name. And then we don't really argue with teachers, and we also I guess another thing, I don't know. Teacher, you know, another thing that I kind of noticed, you know, usually teacher and, you know, parents are usually, they kind of collaborate in that, and then so they both can hold us responsible. So I guess, you know, I just learned from that, you know, we really value teacher's opinion, and then do, you know, what the teacher asked to do, you know. So we, yeah. Sorry, I cannot really think a whole lot, you know. Guess I've been here too long and only certain things that, you know, I can recall.
That does make me think of another question. Was that
Yeah.
hard for you to adjust? I mean, with and how are you different now than when you first started working here? I know that students and parents may not show that same respect oftentimes.
Guess I just usually just, you know, quiet, and then just smile, and if I like what they say, I just, you know, maybe just smile and say thank you, and if I don't, and I just do the same thing. And I guess I don't really think too much, and sometimes if I, you know, when I have a pretty low self-esteem, I usually kind of feel really sad, and for a while, for, you know, a few days. And, you know, one of the weakness of myself is that if I got a little upset or sad, I usually kind of like sleep awake, just kind of wake up and feel a little better, and then start talking again, just try to. And I guess I just, really try to surround myself with, people that, guess have positive, attitude and positive opinions. I just feel like when I surround people with, kind of negative opinion and, negative attitude, just really just put me a little bit in further down low, on the, so I just feel like I don't have the right.
I feel like we're putting you on the hot seat, so I'm gonna try to wrap this up. You're doing a good job. I really appreciate you being here, sharing some things with us with My Race Is Not a Costume. Anybody want to ask any more questions? Like I said, I feel like May is on the hot seat, so I don't want to overwhelm her. I thank her so much for her positive attitude and sharing everything with us today. And so I'm just gonna make sure nobody has any more questions. Well, May, it looks like there's no hand raising, so I'm gonna end this session. And like I said, thank you again for doing this for us. I really appreciate you sharing your life, your culture with us today. So everybody, you have a good evening and enjoy this raining evening, okay? Bye, guys.
I just want to say thank you so much for asking all these questions. They're really good ones. I just not prepared for it, and I guess didn't really think. That's actually been for a while for me. But if you see me, feel free to ask me any questions, and I'll try to do my best to answer them. And I might not have an answer for every single one, but I'll do my best. I remember certain things when I was in China. I just, sometimes just kind of, disappear when I under pressure a little bit.
I think we all that. It's a short-term memory, yeah.
Yeah, I actually really enjoy talking to, things about China and what I know, a lot of things, I do enjoy doing that, But I do want to say something about, the place I lived when I was in China. So you can kind of have a little visual on, what the place like. So I actually, live in a village, about 300 people. We have about, everybody born there have the same last name. And we always call each other uncle, aunts, and, usually attach their name to it. And the only one we don't attach the name to it is my own grandmother, and aunts and uncles and stuff. And the village is actually set like face like north, and on the side of the right hand side of the village is actually there's a river, and then there's also a beach around there, and then bamboo, field next to the river, and also like bamboo field like behind the village, and everywhere else is actually lands, like different kind of field, like planting rice field, sugar cans, vegetables and trees and stuff. And there's a place, if you look straight in front of the village, there's a big mountain, and I never actually, went up there, but it's pretty dangerous because overgrown and stuff. So, yeah. And I know we have beaches, but we never actually lay there, enjoy the kind of like what, American people here to enjoy. We use we had to get water from the well for cooking. And if it was something like big, we actually usually use a river to wash like blanket and stuff like that. So, and I think it was usually sell the rice to the government, have no money left over for the meat dish, and or sugar cane, and and we pretty much plant our own vegetable, so we don't have to buy that. We don't have to buy rice, you know. So, and I don't know. People just making money from like selling stuff, you know, like rice or vegetable or sugar canes. So I think that's the only way getting an income for a family, unless, you know, one of the family member when, you know, go to a city and have, you know, doing something like making clothes and other things, you know, just send that back to the family. So I think that's what I kind of remember. And yeah, in China I never seen snow before, so it's you know, really cold, but you know, we never actually, you know, seen snow. So we pretty much have vegetable eat all year long, you know, fresh from the garden, you know, every year. So I think that's it. I know I have more, and I know the time is getting pretty close. Unless you guys want me continue.
No, I think we took
Okay,
up enough
yeah,
time
thank
for your
you.
day.
Thank you
So
so
if
much.
anybody wants any follow-up to anything, feel free to email May. She says she will respond back to you guys, or just, I know we're practicing social distance. Maybe you see May on the side while going to class and it's like, hey, I remember this or something like that. So thank you, May, so much again.
Thank you.
And thank you everybody who attend this session. You guys have a good evening. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.
Thank you, everyone.